Hey everybody, it's me, that one guy. I wonder if these people out here get tired of living the same life again and again. I mean, like, the celebrities, don't they get tired of doing this? Doesn't anybody out here get tired of torturing people? Apparently it's a joy, it's a fun doing this to people. Anywho, I call this one standing in line for Postmate. Havana style. And here we go. I'm gonna go stand in line and pick up some food and go drop it off and be on my little slave way.
Oh, they're gonna have a weekend rendezvous. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Some people call this elevator music, but I call this continuous circle music. It shouldn't be an elevator. It should be being played out here to drive people insane. If it's not the same type of songs talking about learning to love again, why not just play the original 1960s songs? Why not just drive us all to hell anyway, Why? Why have all these stupid, garbage, blase blah, blasting out of people's, cars? The younger generation, of course, and of course a little bit of my generation during the 90s and 2000s. It's like you're preaching, like, hey, listen to my music. Like, we're living in some sort of whack out society, the opposite day society. So, well, more for you, I guess. I don't know. Like, for me, I don't know. I never liked the 80s. I was born in the 90s, but never really cared for the music of the 90s. In the 2000s, kind of just me as a kid, middle school. And then, as an adult, you get a vehicle, and then you pretend like it's the 60s because your car's from 1968, I don't know. There are too many likely instances here to connect me to the universe, and there's reasons for everything. Anywho, back to the song. Now, wait a second. I hope you all know how to boogaloo. This is how you boogaloo. Havana, na, na, na. My heart is in Havana, na, na, na. hear that, it just screams the 80s. But then again, hey y'all, these are some groovy times. You know? Last Friday night, yeah, we danced on tabletops and we took too many shots. Think I kissed, but I forgot. Last, whatever that day was. Anyway, back to the song. You know, I mean, it's like, as much as the end of Getting Nowhere is with you all, I mean, for me, I'm not really losing anything out of living in this dystopian, groovy times with you people. Because, well, I don't have any kids, and hell, would I bring any into this fucking world? I mean, after all I've seen in my life, you know, I mean, you gotta know what the fuck's going on before you bring freaking kids into this world. Gosh dang it, you people are crazy. Like, every time I'm watching out here these parents and just like, you guys are not parents. Like, oh my gosh. Like, what parent school did you go to? It's definitely not one I went to. Oh my gosh. It's just like, people need licenses to have children out here too. It's just like, oh my gosh. I mean, it's like they just, I don't know. I mean, hey, I guess I turned all right, right? Anywho's, because we're all chained to the rhythm. Back to the song. You know, I love adding these little side comments. It's fun. I guess it's like ding ding. Yeah. So, how are you all doing? I hope you all are doing great. I hope you all are doing okay. Give me one sec. You can be whatever you want to be. Hey. Hey. Right. Well, I'm stuck in hell. Is that you people? It's interesting meeting new people in my life, because it's like when you're awake or in the know, it's like you feel almost bad for these people, you know, that get involved in these situations where they have to suffer through life, and they pleasantly say, I love it. It's almost like a self-hate or a self-torture thing that is basically going on here. It's like a cycle of self-hate and self-torture. But yet we have songs saying, oh, what is that Gwen Stefani song? But I'm so scared. Well, I mean, that's what we've been programmed to be, is fearful, right? But being awake is more scary than being afraid of dying. Isn't that like crazy? Like, a person who's actually living with you right now is more fearful of the essence of being awake than actually dying. Isn't that crazy? It's crazy to say that. It's crazy that these words are coming out of my mouth. It's almost as if this is okay, but it'd be better for a little bit better, you know? You know, it's like I can cope. I mean, my whole life, I guess. Being awake, driving myself insane out here. The illusion, everybody. The illusion. I mean, I'm modern. I'm hip. I know what the youngsters like. I was a youngster not many moons ago. I mean, I'm still in my 20s. I just have the essence of an old soul. I call it vintage life. I just find it very interesting that I am who I am, and I am where I am, and I know what I know, and, well, that's it. Until we actually push forward, I do not believe that the time that is being pressed against me and everyone else in these workplaces and forces to be existing. I mean, whose time am I really living on? Am I living on your time or my time? Who's really being tortured? You know? Hey, this could be somewhat heaven for me, even though I listen to the same garbage new artists they always keep pulling in, even though I didn't elect them or care for them. You know? I mean, ever since the 90s, I feel like, I don't know, people like the 90s, or like, oh, the 80s, the 90s, like, it's all the same thing, you guys, like, the illusion. Like, really? And then you look back even before that, and it's like, we're just clinging on to where it all started. Like, don't act like you're getting somewhere, because you're not. Like, that's called circle life, chain circle, whatever. You're not, I don't know. I hate repeating myself. But this is what happens when you're in the essence of the Matrix. And you find yourself repeating again and again. Maybe you're repeating yourself. Maybe you're repeating something that you don't understand, you know? Maybe you're repeating getting in trouble. Maybe you're repeating doing stupid things. Maybe you're repeating seeing the same damn thing your whole life. And then you're like, oh, wow, groovy times. There is no essence of time. Why? Why should I consider an essence of time when I've seen the same thing my whole life? When it seems that this life is programmed for me to be exactly the way that I am. You know? And exactly how the 60s was. Look it up. See what's going on. Riots galore. People losing their minds. People wanting peace. Well, guess what? You didn't get any peace, but you sure got a lot of troublesome people out here who are still looking for love. The illusion. You know, I can't say I didn't live in the 60s because I love it so much. I'm still here. You know? I can say that I wasn't born in the 60s or during the time of the 60s, but I'm still in it. So if I'm still in it, I'm still living in it, meaning I'm experiencing it, correct? Meaning there is no essence of time per se at the moment for me. Time is just a tool, like this vehicle I'm driving. Like, this thing could crash and I could care less. You know? Like, it's like you put meaning into your life. You put understanding. You put people first, right? And definitely people have not been number one in this country for a while. So, yeah. And it's also kind of cute when I reminisce on when I was a child and I look at these little games from, it's called Humongous, from the late 90s, early 2000s. It was a PC game, an interaction game, and it's like I looked at it yesterday, and I was like, you know, it's so cute. How are these people keeping their sanity? I guess people just cope, right? We all deal with this same life together, right? Anywho, I gotta keep track of this map. This thing scoops. It's scooping, but let's get to some music. Back to the same tune. What is she doing? She's ready for some Havana dancing. We're all in hell together.